Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to the video for chapter 1 matter for 1.2 states of matter. In this video, we're going to learn to explain the general properties of solid, liquid and gas in terms of arrangement of particles, shape, density and compressibility. The second one is to explain the physical and chemical changes of matter. In 1.1, we have learned that matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. Matter also exists in solid, liquid, and gas. So in this 1.2, we will learn about the characteristic of solid, liquid, and gas, and we will compare it to each other. So first properties that we're going to look at is in terms of arrangement of particles. First, we're going to look for solid. Okay, for solid, the particles are arranged in orderly manner and packed closely together. And the spaces between the particles are very small. So this is for the arrangement of solid. Okay, next, for liquid, the particles are arranged in disorderly manner and packed loosely together. Okay. And most particles are still in contact with one another. So if we compare liquid and the solid, okay, so we can see that it is arranged but not in order as the solid itself. Okay, and then that's why we mentioned packed loosely together, whereas the solid is closely together. So that is for liquid. For gas, the particles are randomly arranged and are very far apart from each other. So this is in terms of arrangement of particles. So if the question asks for the arrangement, you could draw and you could also use the explanation. So that is for the arrangement of particles. Next is the shape and volume. For the case of solid, it has a fixed shape and fixed volume. So for example, if a solid, you have your pen, it will have a fixed shape and a fixed volume. Okay, it will not change shape and it will not change volume. Okay, for a liquid, it has no fixed shape, but it has a fixed volume. For example, for a water, okay, we have 10 ml or 100 ml of water, but then for the shape, it will follow based on the shape of container. If your container is in a square, then the water will follow the shape of square. If your container is in a circle or a round shape, then it will follow the shape of the circle itself. And for gas, there are no fixed shape and volume. So that is for the shape and volume for solid, liquid and gas. Next is density. Okay, so for density, as we can see from the arrangement of the particles itself, the density of solid is very high. As the molecules are arranged very close to each other, hence it will have a high density. For a liquid, we will mention that the density is medium, whereas for gas, we have a low density. The last characteristic that we're going to look at is compressibility. For solid, it cannot be compressed because the space here, we don't have any space between the molecules or the particles, so that's why it cannot be compressed. The same goes for the liquid. It cannot be compressed easily because the space itself is small. For a gas, it can be compressed easily because a lot of space between particles. For example, if you have a balloon, okay, you can compress it because actually we have a lot of space between the particles itself. So that is all the characteristic that you have to learn about solid, liquid and gas. Okay. Now on page 5, we're going to learn about the physical and chemical changes. Okay, so what is the difference between these two? For physical changes, these changes in physical state does not change the chemical composition and substance are the same before and after the changes. Okay, for example, we have here crushing a can, melting an ice cube. Again, melting is actually from solid to liquid. But at the end, it's still water, our water itself lah. Next is boiling water. It is from different state from the liquid to gas. Next example is mixing sand with water. Okay, so when you mix it, okay, we still have the same sand and water. Okay, next is breaking glass. So again, the glass is still the same. It's just that it is in small batches lah because it has been broken into. Okay, next is dissolving sugar in water, shredding paper. Okay, next is chopping wood, mixing grain and red marbles, and sublimation of dry ice. Sublimation is from solid to gas. Okay, so that is for the example of physical changes. Next we're going to look at is for the chemical changes. Okay, for chemical changes, it will alter the chemical composition of substance. Okay, as we can see here, substance is transformed into a chemically different substances. So for example, here we have iron rusting. So for example, if we have aluminium, then once it undergo rusting, it will change to iron. Okay, next chemical changes is burning wood, then we will form CO2, H2O. Okay, metabolism. Again, when you eating your food, okay, for example, you eating your rice. So once you have undergo excretion, okay, then it won't be the shape of the rice as well. It will change into completely new stuff. So that's why we mention it is chemical changes. Next is cooking an egg. So previously we have our liquid, okay, the albumin itself. Then it will change into this into this white part of the egg. Next is baking or even cooking, electroplating, roasting banana, okay, vinegar and baking, soda mixture, firework, and chemical battery. Okay, so that is for chemical changes. Now let's look for the example itself. So classify each of the following as chemical or physical changes. So snow melting. So snow melting means that from solid to liquid. Hence this is our physical change. Next is mud dries and changes to dust. Mud is actually lumpur lah. Changes to dust. Bila dah kering, dia jadi cabut. It's actually tanah balik kan. So it's actually changing state sahaja. Dia kering. Daripada mud dia lumpur jadi yang kering tanah tu. So this is again physical change. Next is a matchstick turn to ash while burning. Okay. So matchstick turn to ash. So after you burn it, you can see the stick is getting shorter. Again, turn to ash while burning. So burning is actually our combustion. So it is a chemical change. Next is teeth crushing food. Okay, so crushing food. So at the end of the action, is it the food is still in the same shape? No, it will differ lah kan. So this is again example of chemical change. Example E, breaking a glass window with a baseball. Again, it's still a glass at the end. It's just that it has been broken too. So this is a physical change. So that is for example A until E. So for example F until L. You may try yourself. So that is the video for 1.2.